Welcome back to another episode of Anchors Away. My name is Nate Karsner, joined by my dad, Kevin Karsner, and we, all as always, are here to talk about Seattle sports. Well, let's be honest, I did not do a good job this past weekend and week of following the Seattle sports. Be it the Mariners, Storm, Sounders. Didn't really pay attention to that either. I know Christian Roldan had a screamer of a goal apparently. But that's kind of as much as I know for these last couple days. So Kevin is going to be taking the lead on this show, and whatever he brings up, we'll talk about. But the one thing I did stay up on was we did get our questions. I know I have, I think, 3 for him, and I think he's got 1 for me. So since I got 3, I'll go first.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
So the first question I got for you is, what other Seattle team nearly used the name Mariners?
Was it the Seahawks?
It was. The Seahawks, whose name was selected in a fan contest over 2 years prior to the Mariners' first game. Alternate names were the Sockeyes, Olympics, and Evergreens.
Yeah, those always come up every year. Even for the Kraken, they were trying to pull that.
Yeah. I think
Sockeye.
Both teams ended up with the right name.
Yeah.
Seattle Mariners for a football team. I don't know. That just sounds weird to me.
That doesn't work. Yeah.
All right, I'll go my second one here, and then we'll jump to you, and then I'll get one more. So the next one is going to be, which 3 players batted over 300 in 5 plus consecutive seasons?
Are they Mariners?
Yep, this is all Mariner trivia.
Let's see. Griffey?
He's one of them.
Edgar?
He's number 2.
And you said there was 3?
There is.
Was it Ichiro?
There you go. Yep.
There we go.
Those were the 3. Ichiro did it 10 plus years, Edgar 7, and Griffey 5.
All right. Hey, not too shabby.
Yeah.
I like that. Over 300. That's not bad.
No, not at all.
Yeah. All righty. So since we're up in Canada, back in, 2018, our very own James Paxton from the Seattle Mariners threw a no-hitter in Canada as a Canadian. Who was the Canadian who threw a no-hitter in Canada prior?
For Paxton?
Mm-hmm. And it's a few years ago.
How many do you mean few?
Like decades.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm not going to know then. I have no idea.
So believe it or not, it was Toronto native Dick Fowler was the first one to throw a no-hitter as a Canadian-born pitcher.
And he did it in Canada?
Yeah, I believe he did that in Canada.
Huh. How long ago was that?
That was in 1945.
Oh, okay. So almost like World War II times. All right, fair enough.
Exactly.
So when you said a few, yeah. Okay,
yeah.
Fair enough. I can live with that. Yeah. I can live with that.
Absolutely. So yeah, that. Let me just confirm that was in Canada. I do believe it was. Let me see. You know what? I think he was the first and only Canadian to throw a big league no-hitter, but I don't think it was in Canada. So I believe that Paxton would be the first to have thrown a Canadian to throw a no-hitter in Canada.
Fair enough. Well, Good for him. I mean, that was definitely cool. I kind of remember like getting the MLB app notifications, and it's like no-hitter alert.
No-hitter.
It's like, wait, Seattle's doing that?
Right? Yeah. Like, it's like, well, better pay attention now.
Yeah, definitely. That's cool. It sounds like he's probably the first one to do that. So
yeah,
interesting. All right, I know I said I had 3, but I actually have 4, so I got 2 more for you.
All righty.
The second one or the third one's probably going to be easier, and then the last one might be a little bit tougher for you.
All right.
But this one, who struck out 19 batters in the game and lost?
Randy?
Yeah, Randy Johnson against the 97 Oakland A's. 2 months later, he did another 19 batters, but did beat the White Sox.
Hey!
And here is the final one for you. It's definitely an interesting one, but
Okay.
the Mariners set an MLB record for starting 3 Japanese players in a single game. Who were they?
Oh. Well, let's see. Probably Ichiro.
Yep, that's always a solid
Uh,
guess.
um, who is the catcher?
Not the catcher. It's not Kenji Jojo.
Oh, it's not. It's
Nope.
not Jojima. Oh, wow. But there were 3
There was
Japanese
3.
players. Oh. Shigi. Shigetoshi. Shigetoshi.
No,
No, I would have thought he would have been the pitcher.
there is one pitcher.
Let's see. Oh, wait a minute. Kikuchi.
Nope.
No? I was thinking maybe that game in Japan might have been.
Yeah,
the one.
no, it's not that one.
Gosh. Hasagawa? No. It's not Hasagawa. Who are the other 2?
Let me see if I can give you a hint on the pitcher. Because I think this might... Yeah, so the pitcher threw a no-hitter.
Oh, jeez.
Not in this game, but he did throw a no-hitter in, I guess now T-Mobile Park.
Okay. Gosh, I'm drawing a blank, sir.
All right, the pitcher was Hisashi Iwakuma.
Iwakuma!
Yeah.
God!
And the other position player was Miyanori Kawasaki.
Oh, wow. He was the shortstop, wasn't he?
Yep, he played like 1 year for us.
Yeah. And then he left. Okay.
Yeah, and then he kind of went,
Wow.
I think, Chicago, San Francisco, Toronto.
Okay.
Kind of was all over the place. But yeah, he was part of the 3 guys that 3 Japanese players that started a game together and set the record.
A third of the team. Wow.
Yeah, thought that was kind of a fun one to end it on.
That is a good one. That's a very international question.
Yeah. And it kind of worked since you had the Canadian one, so
Yeah,
not
absolutely.
too bad. With that said, though, as I said at the beginning, you will be taking the lead on this one. So whatever you have in mind, we will talk about and go forward with that.
Sure. Kind of funny that we were on Japanese pitchers because who beat us yesterday? But Yusai Kikuchi.
Yeah, did see that.
And it would have been nice if he would have pitched like that for us more often. But he had games like that for us, but they were inconsistent.
Yeah, it just wasn't like back to back or even through a full season. Like he would have spurts, like you said, a game every 5 to 6 games.
Right.
That'd be lights out, and it's like, oh, maybe he does deserve the money that Toronto paid him. But then you see the other 5 starts and like, maybe not.
Yeah. So that was kind of interesting, but definitely, just looking at the Mariners lately, J-Rod show is definitely must-watch TV. Just got thrown out trying to steal a base tonight, but he has one already. Gilbert, unfortunately being at 3, giving up the 3 runs, he isn't pitching bad, but it's almost like there's some batters that are starting to figure him out maybe. So hopefully he keeps that rotation of pitches up. He just, some bad luck, some really good pitch hitting by Toronto tonight. Got through it, but it was nice to come away with the series win against the Mets over the weekend. And hopefully we can, not totally sail it in with Toronto, but losing the first one and maybe losing tonight, maybe we can get the last rubber game there before going to
Was it Boston?
Boston, yeah. And if we could get 2 out of Boston, if we come out of this, basically 5-5, I'd be thrilled.
Oh, especially with the way going into this. There was some talk you might only get 2 wins. So
exactly.
Yeah,
so
5-5 would be ideal.
Yeah, really happy on that. And Jesse Winker is starting to come around finally after that first month of April. That was bad luck city. He's picking it up, and I love the fact he can have some fun with the Mets fans. I think that might have been where he just started feeling comfortable, and now maybe he's past the new kid on the block and trying to impress everybody, and now he can just play. So he's doing a nice job out there with the hits and picking up some hits again. And again, we got Toronto, but hopefully we can pick it up. But yeah, with COVID and everything, it's just kind of crazy.
It
But
was
it didn't look like it hurt us too bad though, pitching wise.
no. I mean, I think the only one that I saw was Robbie Ray.
Yeah,
And I don't know if he would have even started a game in Toronto, based kind of on that
yeah,
rotation, every fifth day or whatever.
yeah.
But I think you're kind of right about Winker. I think he was a National League guy his whole year, and going back to I don't think we played National League team in the National League where he would have like
Right.
known the stadium, known the pitching, everything like that. And
Yeah.
definitely seemed like he was comfortable. And like you said, fans throwing hate at him, he's throwing it right back. Like it's a fun thing to see, and I kind of think that baseball needs more of that.
Yeah.
Where you're starting to see that with basketball a little bit, where the players are being more, just not going to be putting up with this kind of thing, and
Yeah.
that one's more hate. Where I think the Winker one, like fans and Winker have like fun with the hate, so it's not
Right.
as like
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah. Yeah. They
But
get it. They
yeah,
get it.
yeah.
There's an exchange and it goes back and forth. And hey, it's different. It's totally
Yeah.
different,
But it was fun seeing. I guess it was J Rod and then Steven Souza in that third game. Just go with him and start, waving at the fans too.
Yeah.
Definitely a lot of fun. Let me get your thoughts on this. Obviously, it says Jared Kelenic was sent down,
Hmm.
and Souza was the one that they called up, I believe.
Yeah.
And then Mike Ford out of nowhere. I know we had kind of talked about that this weekend.
Yeah.
Started in the lineup randomly too. So I kind of want to get your thoughts on these two guys that were there in spring training, but now they're actually on the big league
Right.
roster. And what do you do with Kelenic at this point as well?
Yeah. No, I think it was the right move for Kelnick. He
Yeah.
needed to go down. He just needs to just play baseball,
Yeah.
have some fun, have the confidence, get the confidence back, and then he can come up. So it's the right move.
Yeah.
I don't know if the two players we brought on were necessarily the right ones.
Yeah.
I haven't seen a lot, yeah, they have gotten a couple of hits right here and there, but am I doing cartwheels in anything? No.
Yeah.
I'm surprised Hamilton didn't come up as one of the selections, but as a speed replacement or something in the
Yeah,
and
that's what I didn't understand. Like I think you mentioned this weekend that Souza was hitting like 300, and if he's the hot bat, then like okay, we need offensive
Sure,
help,
yeah.
so it makes sense. But in terms of like defense and speed, I mean,
Yeah.
just maybe I think you keep Julio in center,
Right.
But I think Hamilton could have adjusted fine to being in right field.
Oh yeah, he could go anywhere.
Like
So
that was kind of the surprise for me as well.
yeah, so I'm not sure, but yeah, I think whenever I see Mike Ford, I just think Dan Vogelbach for some reason.
Yeah, I mean he's a carbon copy of the guy. I mean, like and at least Vogelbach's found himself a career playing first base in the National
yeah.
League. So
Absolutely. So
I know I think at one point we drafted him in a Rule 5 draft, and then we just can't like Dipoto just can't ever seem to let him go.
yeah. Yeah.
However, some good news as I'm watching the game right now, Jesse Winker got another base hit, so he's now hit safely in 12 of 13 games.
So he's turning it around. We love it.
Yeah,
We love it.
And then kind of going on, Winker's on a hot streak. Cal Raleigh, on the other hand, though, I think he's like 3 for 53, something like that.
Something. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
I mean, I get he's a very good defensive catcher.
Right.
But when do you draw the line? Just be like, you just need to get bats in AAA.
As soon as Tom Murphy gets back,
Okay.
I guarantee you Cal's down. It's
Fair
not
enough.
even a question.
Yeah.
He'll be down. As soon as Tom can come back, he'll be in there. So, and for Cal, he needs to be watching his back because we got that
Harry Ford.
that prospect. Yeah. Coming on gangbusters. So either Cal figures out how to hit the ball or minor leagues could be a long journey for him.
I think the other thing that, Ford kind of has going for him, one, he's like 19, so he's very young. But I mean, the kid can run too. Like he's very fast for a catcher. So, if you can just get him to hit some line drives up in the gaps, all of a sudden,
Right.
you're getting singles for most catchers turned into doubles. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. So what is Murphy out with? Is he just hurt, sickness?
Well, he had a shoulder separation on
Fair
his
enough.
non-throwing shoulder. So he is starting to come back. He might come back. I don't know if he came on the road trip or not. They thought he may have. He may come in as a DH or something. Try to get him back into it because we need his bat. I mean, the guy was lights out. I mean, hitting over 300 at one point.
Over 500, I think, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we definitely need him back. So hopefully that'll happen. But yeah, luckily it's just a separation. He'll just have to live with the pain, but at least it's not going to keep him from throwing guys out or being able to swing a bat. So he should be coming back pretty soon.
Good.
So
definitely, definitely need him going forward if they want to go the way that they thought they would at the beginning of the season.
Right. Yeah.
Interesting.
And just kind of moving on from the Sounders there, Sounders, over the weekend had a nice win against the Minnesota United. 3-1.
They did end up winning. Okay.
Good old, getting that nice, rolled on with the kick in there. And I think Rui Diaz had
good.
A goal, and I think he had an assist. I think he was the assist on the rolled on. And I think Lodero had one. I can't remember. But yeah, it was a nice way to get back into the rhythm. I think the rotation was a lot better for the Sounders in that game. I think with starting to figure out how to play the game without João Paulo for the rest of the season, I think was kind of mostly on Schmetzer's mind, and hopefully we got something working now. And with Houston on deck, Wednesday night, hopefully we can hit that one and get a nice little win on that one and just get back into the win column. Because being at the bottom does not help. But hey, in 2016 we started in the bottom, and look where we ended up. So not too shabby.
Yeah, I mean, I think like we've kind of mentioned before in the past, like the Sounders kind of one of those teams where you just kind of start off a little bit slow, and then when it starts to really matter is when they really kind of kick it up. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they'll kick it up.
I mean, they definitely have time. I think this is kind of the point now where maybe we start trying a little bit more, and I mean, you score 3 goals after being down 1-0 at the half, so definitely not a good. That's a good sign to see, that they were able to come back and then just put it on Minnesota. 3 unanswered. That's definitely a good thing to see. And you were right. It was Rui Diaz, Roldan, and then Lodero in the 90th minute to finish it off. So yeah, hopefully they just keep doing what they're doing. I mean, they kind of had that weird go of it when they had the CONCACAF. I think everyone kind of knows that's what they were really playing for.
Yeah.
I don't think they really cared about MLS matches at that, knowing you have till October to get it figured out. And then with the US Open Cup, I think you had mentioned then Marco from a couple weeks ago mentioned too, like they were just playing young guys, the reserves, and didn't really seem like they cared too much about that either.
Well, and actually Schmetzer, when he was asked about that, really got ticked off. And the reason why he got ticked off is he goes, well, just because I didn't play Rui Diaz and or whatever.
Yeah.
He played Will Bruin. He played, Leva. He played Leo Chu. He played guys that he felt would start on any other MLS team. So for him not playing the
star players,
names, no excuse. They played straight up with San Jose. I mean, it had to go to goalkeepers kicking the penalty to finish it out.
Fair enough.
So it was 11 penalty kicks. So it came down to the goalkeepers.
Yeah.
After 10 guys each, they couldn't score. Goalkeepers put it from the thing, and unfortunately Cleveland couldn't get it in the back of the net. So
fair enough.
So it was a lot closer, but to his point, their attitude is we are a winning team. Our attitude is we're going to win every game. Doesn't matter who we put out there, the next guy up. And that's the mentality. And even for the young guys, he says the same thing. If the pressure is too much for you, then we need to move you.
Yeah.
It's like, no, we are here to win. You work to win. That's the expectation. So it's a different mindset, but yeah, he had guys in there that they should have won.
Okay.
So, something to come back with, but now I think they can focus on that. They don't have to think about US Open Cup round of 16 or
Yeah.
any of that. It's just now MLS, get healthy and just go for it. And they can put the hammer down on teams. So not worried about it.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's the place you want to be in,
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if it was that close and you weren't playing like you said, the marquee or kind of the start,
Right.
the names that everybody knows, it's like
Right.
you obviously have depth, so that's not that's at least a good thing. And
Exactly.
yeah, like you said, I mean they'll be fine going forward. They'll
be
do what
fine.
they do. They'll make the playoffs and they'll go do what they need to do to get
Oh, yeah.
wins and hopefully progress to the championship, and then it'll be the end of that.
Exactly.
But I just kind of want to touch back real quick, because you kind of mentioned Gilbert really not really doing his rotation of pitches. And just watching at least the seventh inning here, I've only seen the fastball and slider.
Yeah.
So I kind of what
Obviously,
you mentioned.
the secondary pitches he isn't comfortable with.
Yeah.
And that was interesting because I was reading an article recently from Kirby of what kind of pitcher he wants to be.
Yeah.
And he was saying that, the first kind of go around, he was hitting about 60% of fastballs. Well, he's trying to get that down to 45.
Good. That's how it should be. Yeah.
And he's gonna have a really good spread. He's got the 4 pitches, and he's going to get them to right around 30-25% on each one of them, kind of, and a little bit less on the last one. But he wants to keep the hitters off base, and that's the kind of pitcher he wants. He wants to have all 4 pitches that he could throw for a strike at any time, and he's working on it. So
good.
That's what I wanted to hear, and it looks like he's going in that direction, and he's feeling good. So, so hopefully Logan can kind of really get those secondary pitches working for him because, he's gone fastball. He's going back to the bread and butter, and young pitchers will go with what they feel they can do best, and but it's tough.
Of course, as soon as I say that, he strikes out Springer with a cutter. So
there we go.
Maybe he's,
but he's still there. But
yeah, it's interesting.
Absolutely. Yeah,
I mean, but that though, the kind of touched on kind of all the Mariner stuff going on in this past week, and then obviously the Sounders. I think they're playing Houston next. Is there anything else that you kind of want to touch on? I mean, it's kind of it was a good week for Seattle, but it's also like we're just in the flow of games now. We didn't have like the entry draft or the NFL draft or the schedule release or anything like that. So is there anything you kind of want to just touch on before we get things all wrapped up tonight?
No, we're just kind of in the regular season now.
Yeah.
So the Storm unfortunately had
yeah, it was not good.
Phoenix got our number name. They got blown out the first game, and then they the second of the back-to-back at home in Seattle without Brianna and Epiphany. That's 30 points. So to lose less than 10 on Saturday, 69-64 on Saturday was unfortunate. It would have been nice to have gotten the bounce back, but losing Brianna Stewart for that time due to COVID protocols and stuff is tough. So
yeah, I mean, like you
there's
said,
a reason.
Like those two are good for 30 points together, and you automatically lose that. And to only lose by 5 to a Phoenix team that at least the one game I did watch, they look pretty good. So definitely not a bad way to go about it.
And at least they're going through it at the beginning of the season instead of at the end. So hopefully maybe that'll, hopefully knock on wood, that was the trend, and hopefully they'll be at the end there and for a playoff push, and maybe another team will have to go down for COVID. So
you never know. You never know what's going to happen.
No. But other than that, kind of we're just in the regular flow of things right now currently. So
well, I mean, glad to hear it. I mean, it sounds like things are, going well. Seattle sports are, like you said, just right in the thick of things. We still got at least 125 Seattle Mariner games. We've got plenty of Storm games, and the Sounders that will be going through October as well. So we'll definitely stay up to date with that, and then Jayhawks are right around the corner.
Yep, Seahawks, and yeah, we'll see. And then of course, Kraken draft coming
Yep,
up.
that's
So
coming up in, I believe, June.
yeah,
Might be July. But
yeah,
once
so,
we get closer, we'll definitely kind of dive more into
absolutely,
that and kind of
yeah,
figure out what the trends are looking like for the Kraken at the number 4 pick. I know the
exactly.
little bit I have seen it's leaning towards a two-way defender. Um, and there's been some interesting names coming up in free agency as well that, since we're
Yeah,
wrapping up tonight, we won't touch on, but there's definitely some names to keep an eye on, and they definitely have
yes.
salary cap to make a
To move.
splash if they want to.
Yep, because
Um,
there's no NHL teams with cap space.
no, they're one of the few.
Yeah,
So
so they will be dealing.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, so I mean, with that said, everybody, thank you for watching another episode of
yeah,
Anchors Away. We do appreciate it, and keeps us doing this thing. We do it for fun, but it's always nice to see people
yeah.
watching and keeping up with the episodes. So go ahead, subscribe, like, comment, let us know what you like, what you don't like, and we will see y'all in the next episode of Anchors Away.